All right, guys, welcome into a very special WWE Night of Champions predictions panel episode here on BCP Plus. I'm not going to lie, guys, I am running on fumes, but we're going to power through this one. We got Night of Champions, big time PLE coming up this Saturday on Peacock. I'm very excited. Guys, please welcome back to the show. You know him as an A-plus player here on BCP Plus from the No Gimmicks podcast, the DFPN, the PopBreak.com, our good friend, Mr. Kelvin Kately. What's up, Kelvin? How are you, sir?
I am doing wonderful. Thanks for having me back on, and I'm glad I'm on with this panel because this is going to be a good one. I'm excited.
Yeah, we got the A-plus players, and perfect segue because please welcome back another A-plus player here on BCP Plus. You know her as the host of the Socially Distanced podcast over on the PopBreak.com, the best Ahsoka cosplay. I'm powering through here, man. In the galaxy, Miss Amanda Rivas. How are you?
Thanks for having me, you guys. It's always fun. I was like, of course I'm going to be on here, and I'm even happier because I'm with Kelvin and with you, and we acknowledge you, Rob. We acknowledge you. Staying up late. You are our tribal chief here.
No, we all know Kelvin is the tribal chief, and that because the fans, both of them, no, the comments they will acknowledge Kelvin at some point tonight. I can guarantee that, but I appreciate the love. I appreciate you guys carrying me as always. We're going to power through this. Amanda's going to host our Evolution panel. I'm excited for this one.
Nice.
That one coming up, so we'll get that going. Kelvin, I'm going to have you do a guest host spot as well. So I'm very excited for that. I'm letting you know now, by the way. And John Blaine in the chat saying, hey guys, around the ropes. What's up, John? Share the stream. Let us know who you got for Night of Champions. Let's start here because I'm excited for this one. Finally, Karrion Kross gets a match, and it's going to be against none other than Sami Zayn. Now, I've been saying for some time now, I think Sami deserves to be a world heavyweight champion. I've been saying that for a very long time. He has, as we know, beaten Gunther in the past, but Karrion Kross has been that proverbial devil on the shoulder. It's so good to see him finally get a match that's not on main event. People wanted him in Money in the Bank. We're going to get him at Night of Champions here. Does Sami win here? What does this mean for Karrion Kross? I'll throw it to Amanda first. What do you got on this one?
See, this one was tough for me because one, I think low key, this is going to be a match of the night because I think these two are going to put on something beautiful. From a technical standpoint, I feel like Kross is going to make the most of this opportunity. The crowd is going to be hot for Zayn. So I feel like this has the potential to low-key just steal the night. And it will, especially with a lot of the support that Kross is getting online. And of course, a lot of love that Sami Zayn has right now. The hard part, this is actually one that I went back and forth on when thinking about this because the $1 million question is whether Kross has renewed his contract or not. And that I think that could factor into the decision here because why give Kross a win if he's going to be out the door? So there's an opportunity, and Zayn is so over in Rida that it wouldn't hurt him to pick up. Obviously, it would help to pick up the win depending on how the other matches go. It could be either something that sets the pace really well, or again, I think Kross needs the win more here, though, for sure. Just in general, I don't think, again, he's starting to build momentum. WWE hasn't done much with him. I mean, yes, he's starting to get some things here and there, but a lot of, again, the support has been from us, the fans. And of course, they are releasing new merch, so that's a good sign as well. So there are a lot of unknowns here right now. I just feel like, though, that I think with this being in Saudi, I think they're going to give the win to Zayn, even though I feel like Kross needs it. And quite frankly, he's put in the work to get to this point. I think if it were here in the US, Kross would win. But I think given the location and maybe that this could possibly open, then I think they want to start off with a good vibe. And for the crowd over there, Zayn is very over, and I think Zayn will win.
Yeah, really, really good assessment. I'm going to let Kelvin go first and copy your guys' homework as always. So I sound very smart when I'm just copying your homework. Dusty, what up? Welcome in. Make sure you go over to YouTube and subscribe to BCP Plus over there as well. We got some big interviews coming up. Kelvin, what do you got on this one? Kross v. Zayn.
I'm going to follow the similar path here. I do believe the win for Karrion Kross is being on the PLE. That's the win.
Yeah.
I do agree with Amanda that this is probably low-key going to be the match of the night. If you're putting Karrion Kross on a PLE in front of a global audience like they're doing with this pay-per-view, I think Sami Zayn is the perfect opponent. You can lose this match and still come out of this match looking good for Karrion Kross. I do ultimately think Sami Zayn will get the win because, like Amanda said, it's Saudi, it's his people. So I think that there's a good chance that he'll win this match. But I do think, as far as those two guys go, couldn't have been a better pairing for Karrion to be on the PLE. It's really a good choice. Really, Sami brings out the best in people when he gets in the ring with them. There's many examples, but I do think with Karrion, he can come out of this match looking like $1 million and lose, and it won't be a problem. So for that reason, I'm gonna go Sami.
Wow, good stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna copy your guys' homework for the most part, and I'll take it somewhere else. Two things. One, I do think Sami gets a dub here. I keep waving the Sami flag of him being a future world champion. Will he be the one to dethrone Gunther? We'll certainly see. That being said, don't turn Sami heel. Don't turn Sami heel. Don't turn Sami heel. Don't turn Sami heel. I say it over and over on this podcast. He has the best boo-boo face in the pro wrestling business. He is the best, like, sad face. He's empathetic. He has great emotions. And like you said, Calvin, he brings out, and Amanda as well, he brings out the best in his opponents. So I'm very excited for this one, but I can also see it where Kross takes the L and he still like smiles after, like, ooh, like good. This was part of our plan. Kind of like they did at Raw where Sami kind of hit him and finally broke. And he's like, I'm getting under his skin. And like, this was all part of the plan or whatever. And if you're going to do that, make it make sense. I know he's like the proverbial like devil on the shoulder. But I'm going to go Sami to win here. And then Kross is going to be like, good. I wanted him to win. But again, please don't turn Sami Zayn heel. I'll leave it at that. And I appreciate you guys nodding. You make me feel very confident. So I appreciate it.
I'm so here for hashtag boo boo face.
Hashtag
like
boo boo
boo-boo
face.
face.
Let's get it going in the chat. Let's go to this one. I don't know who you guys had on your brackets here. It's great to see Jade Cargill in this primetime role here. I'm very excited for that versus the returning Asuka. Kelvin, I'll throw it to you first because we kind of talked about, is this Jade's time? You know, I picked her to win the Rumble when she had just come into WWE. I thought she'd have won the women's championships by now outside of the tag championships, and I thought she had a great run with those. I asked you if it was her time. You said yes. So is this the time where she wins the Queen of the Ring tournament and goes on to SummerSlam to face supposedly Tiffany Stratton? Or I don't know if she gets a choice. I think it said for their brand, so it would be Tiffy time. What do you got on this, Kelvin?
Well, this is an interesting one for me. So there's also someone with history with her that's holding a Money in the Bank briefcase. And the fact that the prospect is there for her to be a challenger, possibly to a Naomi. I love Asuka. I love that she came back. I don't like her in this match because all signs are pointing to Jade Cargill winning this match, going on to face possibly Tiffy. And then either way that scenario goes, if she's in a match with Tiffy or if Naomi cashes in, there's a good chance for fireworks here. So I'm gonna say Jade, and then we move on to the feud is in the works. Her and Naomi are gonna have a feud. That's on the table. It's totally on the table. But I do think that she's gonna win this Queen of the Ring tournament in a great match with Asuka. And fun fact, I think this one may be an undercover. It's gonna be a sneaky good match too between both women. So I like this match, but I'm gonna pick Jade.
Jade is really good and has great execution on her big moves. For her, to me, it's again, I'm around wrestling so much. Again, disclaimer, as you can probably tell, I'm not a wrestler, and I want to be respectful of that. But I feel like it's like the little in between things with her. And I just want to see this final form, and I'm seeing more and more of it. And I hope this is the time for her. I'm rooting for her. And like you said, I think it's going to be a great match. I'll throw it to you, Amanda. What do you got on this match? Can Asuka afford to lose here?
I have to say, first of all, Rob, I totally know where you're coming from with Jade, because it's the in between spots where she kind of she goes strong, and then she has her it kind of just disconnects and then re-engages, and it's kind of a very weird stop start.
It's like you're around wrestling all the time too.
I know, right? Yeah. I was like, I totally get that. Not a wrestler though, but I get it. And for me, I felt I kind of wish they had held Asuka's return off a little. Like, this felt a little forced in. I mean, it was like, here, she's on the bracket. Here, because congratulations. Like, I would have liked to have seen some fanfare, or have her inserted into a different part of the story, because they're teasing her in EO, which would be great. I'm here for that, and I want that to happen. But give me some more. I think I wanted more, because she's been gone for so long. So, but I know that she's going to make Jade look like $1 million in this match. Even though Asuka's been out for some time, we know how great she is in the ring. We know what she's capable of. And we know she's been putting the work into rehab and get herself back in. She doesn't even look like she missed a beat when she came back out. It was like, okay, you look fire, girl, you go. I think Jade needs this more though. Jade has had a lot of stop-start in terms of momentum since she's come in, whether it's been injury, the storyline, she needs this win, because if this is do or die for her, I feel like. And so I think that she's going to get the win here, because the longer term story is there as well, with, to Kelvin's point, with Tiffy, with Naomi. Like, we know that that's going somewhere where Asuka just got back. So, and Asuka has enough mystique, she has enough allure, where, now that she's back, we can reinsert her into storylines and start getting her back into the fold again. She can afford to take the loss here. So I'm going to go with Jade winning. And I also agree. I think this will be the women's match of the night.
Yeah, I'll go Jade winning as well. And just hearing you guys talk, I think Asuka's going to bring something out of Jade. It's like Kelvin says, this could be a low-key match of the night. Yeah, good assessment, guys, here as always. Rob Williams rules. That's a lie. I don't know where you heard that. Randy, Front Row Mafia, good to see you, man. It's O'Doyle that actually rules. Gina Rossman in the chat saying, hey, what's up, Rob? Good to see you, Gina. Welcome in. Let us know who you got. Sorry, I know Damian Priest.
I was about to say, I know her now, because I'm like, she's Damian Priest's #1 fan. Hi, Gina.
Hi, Gina. Welcome in.
Hi,
so
Gina.
Glad Nyan, welcome, man. What's good? How are you? Welcome in. Let us know who you got on these matches. Thank you guys for joining. It's so good to see you. We want you guys to be on this panel too, so we appreciate you guys jumping in. Let's go with this one. Kind of an interesting one. Let's make sure I got the correct graphic here. Rhea Raquel. What do you guys think about this one? To me, feels a little bit, I don't want to say forced. That's not the it came together, I guess, late for me. It feels like we're going to get just kind of it is a street fight again, guys, at Night of Champions. It just feels to me that they wanted Rhea on the card, and whatever long-term plan they had for Rhea, they don't want to execute yet. And I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth. That's the feeling that I get. And I'm so happy to see Raquel in this position. I've seen her on the independents, and this is an awesome match for her. But just in terms of story, it came together really fast. That being said, to be fair, Liv got injured. So maybe that's the wrench that I'm feeling. And then want to send our best, obviously, to Jersey's own Liv Morgan. Amanda, what do you got on this match?
I adore Rhea. We know. She's like, again, she wants to take me shopping. You want to adopt me? I want to be your goth sister. Let's do this. So I adore Rhea, and I can understand why they would want her on the card. She is one of the most well-known. She's one of those that has, to me, transcended wrestling for women. Like, she's in pop culture, period. So I can see the appeal of having her on, and I do applaud that we're actually having a street fight in Rida. Like, that's a pretty, you would think, from women not wrestling at all to now we're having a street fight. That's a pretty big deal. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be a huge, there's blood everywhere. I mean, I'd be shocked if that happened, but one step at a time. And that's a really, really big step. So I'm very, very happy that from that standpoint, I'm happy that this type of match is happening. I think Rhea needs to get away from the Judgment Day. And I know Liv's injury, I think, just threw things into a wrench. It's nice having Roxanne in, kind of adding an element. I think she's there to cause chaos and kind of, I think everyone's trying to figure out what's going to happen. So that's why we have this match. Because again, Liv was such a key figure in all of this happening, and she's such a key player for the scene in WWE for women's wrestling. So again, well wishes to Liv. It's unfortunate. I'm sorry. And again, I just hope that, you get well soon, because we miss you already. I think Rhea's going to get the win here, even though I'm sure Roxanne's going to interfere. I mean, I think from what I recall last seeing, they got the better of Rhea here at their last encounter. So I feel like, just kind of based on that, what we know storytelling wise, I think Rhea's going to come out on top here for sure. But it's going to be a fun fist fight. I just don't think. I think they're just going to tame it down just a little bit, given where they are. But I think it's still pretty cool that we're having a street fight over in Saudi.
Copy and paste over here. Really good stuff, Amanda. And you bring up a great point about the street fight of it all. I remember when it was like the first couple times they had no women's matches, correct me if I'm wrong. And then what was it? Natalia and Lacey Evans?
Yes.
Was that the first one?
Yeah.
And you had some like,
yeah.
I think that's right. And you had some of the young girls in the crowd crying and getting emotional like that. That was cool to see. Like, I don't want to get too into it, but just on the silver linings or positivity out of all of it. That was cool to see, kind of just like I guess progress is the word I'm looking for. That was really, really cool. And that's one of my favorite things about pro wrestling. And just seeing some of these young ladies get inspired too, and just seeing change. It's really cool to see. Gina going, I have Rhea Ripley winning the street fight. Amanda has Rhea Ripley winning. I have Rhea Ripley winning the street fight. Does Kelvin have Rhea Ripley winning the street fight?
Yes, I do. And I'm gonna kind of copy paste what Amanda said. When I saw this match and what type of match it was, I was like, "Ooh, this is interesting," because we've never seen that in Riyadh. So I'm like, okay, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? So I'm really excited to see it. I'm really excited to see what the crowd thinks of this match.
Yeah,
because you go from not having women's matches to this is kind of a hardcore kind of match for them, especially for the women. So I'm very interested to see how this crowd responds to this match. Kudos for them putting it on, honestly, very much kudos. And that speaks to the growth of women's wrestling, specifically in that region, that you're able to do that. And not just that, just the outfit choices, because they've gotten a little loose on that as well. So very much kudos for how much progress they've been able to make with that. But I do think Rhea comes out on the other side of this. She's like a superhero. What did it for me was like she's transcended wrestling is when they did the Tudum 25, and the reaction she got was insane. And I was like, oh yeah, she's made it. So I do think they added her to this card to get that star power. Also, the women like her. And then you have her in a rough and tough match. Dude, like I said, I'm really excited to see what this crowd thinks of this match, because that's ballsy and I love it.
It seems like we're all on the same page, and I absolutely love it. And you brought up a great point, Kelvin, about the gear. A little hashtag wrestling fashion. We'll see what Rhea has in store for this one. I'm very interested to see how she kind of, I guess, toes the line, for lack of a better phrase. Very interested to see what her gear is going to be like. I think we're going to get some cool wrestling fashion. We're all about it here on hashtag BCP Plus. All right. I love you, Kelvin. Night of Champions, U.S. title on the line. Finally, Solo v. Jacob Fatu, or I Hate You Solo, as we saw at Money in the Bank. Very interesting. Amanda, I know Fatu's your guy. What do you got on this one? What do you think?
I love Fatu. He's totally my guy. It's all gas, all gas. I'm here for every promo. I'm here for, he has been gold on the mic. It's only a matter of time, I feel like, before he goes up against, I feel like there's going to be something in the future with Seth Rollins and that whole faction. He's right there. Oregon, right up in the world title picture. Just, he is not that far from it, but I really feel like sooner rather than later, there's going to be a collision course with Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and all that. Can you imagine him and Braun Breaker? I can't right now. My brain is just, they've teasing it, and I want it, and somebody will have to check on me when that happens. Somebody just be like, Amanda, are you all right? And be like, I'm not okay, guys. I'm not, I'm not okay. But for me though, I do give it to Sikoa because he has stepped up. His mic work has improved tremendously. And of course, he's got help, with JC Mateo, and now we've got Jimmy Uso kind of interjected in. So I think we're going to see a lot of interference in this match. Definitely, I think from JC for sure. Jimmy, there's rumors going around that we could see Hikuleo finally, maybe, either Tonga or Tama, so this is the match where I feel like, outside of, again, we'll talk about Cena versus Punk, where outside interference is definitely I think a for sure thing. It would be interesting to see Hikuleo show up. I don't think it's going to happen though. I feel like maybe that's a bigger, that's going to be maybe like maybe SummerSlam or something down the line. I just don't think it's going to be this night, but he's around the corner. I actually think to keep this feud going that long, Solo needs the win more than Fatu. Fatu can, I hate saying it, but Fatu can take the loss. It keeps the story going, because if Solo loses, then where do we go from here? Fatu is ready to go to the next step. If you want to keep him where he's at longer, you need to keep this story going. So I can see Solo picking up the win through all the shenanigans. And again, maybe if Hikuleo shows up, that's fine. But, I think with JC Mateo and Jimmy getting involved, I can see Solo underhandedly picking up the win here. And
so Solo for new U.S. champion. So I thought I was going to be the outlier here. I'm going to agree with you, Amanda. I'm going to agree with you. I've been singing Solo's praises for a while, and Fatu, don't get me wrong, but for the reasons you said, it's like he's unstoppable. He's so good at everything. I think we had said this with Bianca years ago. Like, she was unstoppable. Like, you needed some sort of adversity or something in her story arc, and I'm starting to feel that for Fatu. He beat like everybody at WrestleMania. He's beaten like all comers, LA Knight. I just feel that, like you said, we need this story to progress. You got to be careful with this bloodline thing. We've done the Civil War thing already. We just introduced a new player in Cobb, now JC Mateo. So that's interesting as well. Do we introduce Hikuleo or someone else here? I'm going to say yes, but also not just for those reasons, but because I feel that Solo, on everything he's done, from being the enforcer to the quiet one, where the Rock is trying to break him and being like, oh yeah, I did karaoke with Solo, and he's just trying not to break with Sammy, to being on the mic all the time, to being the leader of the Fox bloodline, and really taking on that role with like the turtleneck and the gloves and doing a solid job. I think he did a solid job. I don't think that's the character for him, but I thought he's done a really good job with what he's been given with that, from not being a talker at all. So I feel that he does deserve the U.S. championship, and this will add to whatever story there is moving forward. Kelvin, I know you're going to drop some knowledge on us. What do you got?
I thought I was too, but apparently the knowledge is flowing tonight. I thought I was going to have a hot take. Apparently not.
Yeah, wow.
So I do think, I agree. Solo needs this win. I look at Jacob Fatu and I see a star. The guy is a star, absolute stud. He looks like a champion. And I think it's time to let him move forward towards being that champion that we know he can be. So I think he can lose this match, be okay, and work his way towards Seth Rollins. I think that's the play. I think he can look strong doing it. He can run through his Seth's crew before he gets to Seth Rollins, and that will set him up for success. I think that's the route you go. Let Solo use this opportunity to gain that title, and then he can make the rest of the faction look good. I think he's been doing a good job with the Bloodline 2.0. Just injuries kind of derailed what they had going on, but you got Hikuleo coming. You got the Tama and Tonga coming back. So I think he's going to be sitting pretty here in a minute. I think he's going to be good on Bloodline on SmackDown, and you let Jacob go off and be a star because he is. So change the title. I can't believe y'all thought that. I was like, I got one. Nope.
It's so it's so funny. We're all coming in like, oh, we got. And I thought I was throwing the curveball. Amanda, you said it perfectly. I'm glad we're not all like Fatu. And we'll also come off sounding so brilliant if this happens, or we're just going to be way off
what?
base.
We are brilliant. Okay, we're just going to run with it and go with it.
I would like to say that. I would like to agree with that.
I feel like. Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like with Roman now, I think the call for Roman to go to Hollywood is happening earlier than expected, because now that he's going to be gone for Street Fighter, who knows? I think this is, for right now, the last we've seen of Roman, and I think he's going to come back like Cena, where it's a limited time and that's it. Like, I think this is it. He's going to come back to close out business. You need somebody to carry that out and carry that legacy. Who has the star power? There's only one. Either if you're not going to rely on just Cody, Cena's going to be out the door. Punk is getting up there. We know he's up there in age. Cody is the only one at this point who can, minus, any other injuries or whatnot for everybody else. But in terms of baby faces, Cody's really the strongest one. You need somebody else who can step up, and that's going to be Jacob Fatu. Mm-hmm. Jacob Fatu, I think, can easily fill that void that Roman's going to leave behind.
Totally agree.
Good point. Who's Roman being in Street Fighter?
I'm hearing Akuma.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
That's the word on the street. It's him, and then what's it? Jason Momoa is going to be Blanca, I think.
Oh boy, everybody's
my wife is already like, when's the ticket?
I was going to say, I feel like I'm being dragged to the movie theater.
the guy from Warrior too. I think this.
Brandon, for your birthday, we will.
For your birthday, we're celebrating by going to Street Fighter.
Yes, that's right. I love it. In the chat, Jeffrey T. Fountain saying legends. Yes, Amanda and Kelvin are most definitely.
So are you.
Legends. I agree with that.
You too, Tribal Chief. You too.
I know my role. Let's go with this one. We'll save Cena Punk for last. Cody Rhodes, we just mentioned him, versus Randy Orton. I thought this was going to happen in some form or fashion where Randy had turned first. Like, I thought this was going to be a test on the road to Cody finishing his story. So I thought this would have happened already. But we talked about this before, Calvin, how we like when the baby faces face each other during the tournaments. It makes sense. So this makes sense here. But like we always say, we've said for years now with the Viper, and I love this having fun Randy Orton and taking it all in and taking the time for the kids and stuff. I'm loving it. It's great to see him having fun, taking his time. But like we said, Calvin, at any point in time, Randy Orton can turn. Is this one of those things? Because I do have Cody winning here for many reasons. Is this one of those things where we see, Cody gets the win, goes for the handshake? This is essentially one of his mentors. He mentions Randy all the time in the press conferences. He mentions Randy all the time in interviews. You can tell he looks up to him. Does Randy hit him with that RKO in not like a pat in the back kind of Joe Henry way? Does he hit that RKO and like hey, I'm gonna have a little feud with you before SummerSlam because we got some time to kill? What do you got on this one, Kelvin?
Buckle up. All right, so
all right, let's go.
All right, so I've been pushing this theory for a long time. If you've been rocking with me on BCP Plus, I've always said Cody was going to turn heel. And I've always had this Star Wars reference. And ladies and gentlemen, we have Anakin Skywalker finally facing off against Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's the mentor. This is a great story. It's been building, but they've been off on their separate trails for a while. They haven't really been on a collision course, but now we're here. And I do think that this is the perfect opportunity. If you're going to do it, you have the student turn on the teacher. It's perfectly written. Whoa. Randy is older. He doesn't really need to be a heel. What does he get for coming off of that as a heel? Nothing, right? He's already had the match with Cena. He lost that match. Cody too. But the thing is, Cody has more to gain by going after that title than Randy does. It's him trying to reclaim his throne. So what does he have to do? He has to shed the humanity in him that says, I am for the people. I don't need the people anymore. I need to shed this. I need to kill off Anakin Skywalker. I need to be Darth Vader. This is me recognizing I need to do what I need to do. And I think we see it in all places this match. So I'm going to go off on this limb again. I didn't think I was. I'm going to go off on this limb and say, not only does Cody Rhodes win this match, Cody Rhodes turns heel in this match to get it done. Yes, Tyler, I know you're going to say it's a bad take. I know this. I'm just waiting for Mike Mueller and Tyler Yasobeski have entered the chat. Like, I'm just like waiting for them to jump in. I don't hate it. It would, timing wise and long-term storyline wise, that makes a lot of sense. And I can make arguments, if Cody's going to face Cena, but now Cena's getting kind of tricky too. So maybe a little bit of this, perhaps Cody with the proverbial high ground, and maybe that heel turn finally happens. Amanda, the best Ahsoka cosplay in the galaxy, big Star Wars fan. What do you think about this?
First of all, that was brilliant. By the way, I was mentally picturing it in my head the whole way that Kelvin was explaining it, and I was like, this is peak right here. Of course, as my inner Ahsoka is like crying on the inside because I love them both. I also agree that Cody gets the win here. He has been teasing Homelander Cody, and like Kelvin, I've been waiting for it. Kelvin, I'm here with you on this. My only thing is that I think we're going to see. I don't think it's going to be a full-blown heel turn. I think they're going to test the crowd with this. And you're going to see Cody do something, maybe win underhandedly, like he didn't want to do it, like he's reluctant to do it. Because, the Cena of it all comes into play because during the pipe bomb, Cena was getting cheered. And Cena's been getting cheered. So I'm wondering if those turns are going to happen around the same time or very close to each other for Homelander Cody to take out Cena. So I feel like Cody's going to win here, but I don't think he's fully going to commit to going, or it's going to be reluctant. And then we see the turn.
I like it.
Wow. So Amanda's kind of feeling it, but not jumping into it right away. I'll play it safe and say like the closest thing we'll get is to like hit, Cody using like a clever hook the tight or something, like because I have to because it's Randy. If I didn't do it to you, you would have done it to me first, kind of thing. And then like haha, and then like it's all good. But that also plants a seed a little bit, perhaps. This is a great comment over on our Twitch channel. I want to say, is it Bawa8331? Thanks for tuning in. Go over to BCP Plus on YouTube. Check us out there. You can join us there. He said, came in and just said, yo, who's heel turn? I love that. And I think it's early for Cody heel turn. Is it early though? It's been teased a while. He's been teasing that Homelander thing. Is here the right place? Kelvin, you always do this to me. I want to say no, but like the evidence you always present to me, I'm like, it makes sense. If Cody had to turn heel, what person should he be in the ring with? Probably Randy, right?
Either Randy or Cena,
maybe
which
Roman.
I
don't know,
like
but
Roman's idea. You can get a double turn out of it
because the crowd's already turning Cena.
Yes.
Yes, especially after that. But that's the thing. It all makes sense. You guys are too good. You guys are too clever for me. Great stuff. Guys in the chat, let us know your picks. And I believe this will be the main event. Finally, Punk, we made our list again of John Cena's next 10 opponents over on bcp-plus.com. And our list is checked out so far. Finally, Punk versus John Cena. Guys, if you want to touch on that promo as well, I thought it was fantastic. I wrote about it a bit over on the site. I love nuance. I love callbacks. Just the way it was shot, the phrases, him saying, "Hi, I'm breaking the fourth wall." The "Hi, Matt Cardona," he said his name, the shock value, the Nick Nemeth, the Claudio Castagnoli. It was the same, but different, role reversal. What a brilliant, Cena so I feel like, and you guys let me know what you think. I feel like people have been kind of critical of this heel turn. I think it's clever. I think from him coming out with the same stuff and the all black lettering, and he's like, "I'm not going to. You expect me to change? I'm not going to change. This is what you get." He compares it to like a toxic relationship. I think it's been so different and so brilliant. I've enjoyed it the whole way through. I know there's been some pushback here on the podcast, like it's not been good. I really like it, and I thought this promo was the cherry on top. For that reason, I do think Cena does retain here because he's still doing this. I do think there will be a redemption arc. Like you guys said, the fans are starting to cheer Cena. Amanda, I'll throw it to you first on this one. What do you think about Punk versus Cena? # one more time.
So I enjoyed the promo. I went back and rewatched it because I was like, I want it to be fresh in my mind as I'm thinking through, kind of who I think is going to win. It's going to be Cena retaining. It makes sense. Punk also is involved with Seth Rollins and the longer term story is there. Cena's heel turn for me has been a little mixed. I really wish we would see more from Cena other than just promos. And that's the constraint that's there with the schedule and the bookings that he has. It's really hard to do more when you're not there enough to fill in the gaps of the story or to give us more substance. I do like that Cena's given is a little saucy in these promos though. Like I think that's the real Cena a little bit with that very passive aggressive dry sarcasm. I'm here for it. I just cracked up. Yes. I'm like, that feels very organic. And I think I just feel like there's such a challenge with him only being here for limited time periods because you have to give him opponents that can carry the story while he's out. And you don't really get to see him execute much because he's here for it's like matches and promos. And like this with the build for Punk and Cena, the promos have been great for this. And that's what's been saving them so far is the fact that both of them are solid on the mic. But we've had very little to no physical interaction between the two of them, which worries me for the caliber of match that we're going to get between these two. Can these two still go in the ring? You're putting, with Punk, he's had opponents so far that have been able to carry him, or he's been teamed up with people, or he's been, to kind of mask some of the shortcomings that he's had. And he's worked hard to improve. And then Cena's not been in the ring that often since. So you have two people that have been carried politely by others, and that they've paid their dues, and you have this history between them already that's existed that people are going to compare it to. So I don't see this match being a very long stretch kind of match, but I do think that they're going to get their classic moves in. You're gonna get their basic storytelling there, but I feel like Rollins and his group are going to interfere and either beat up Punk, after the match, or they cost Punk the match, so that way that story continues and it masks us having to see Cena versus Punk not in their prime anymore, and just to kind of shield the both of them there. And Cena goes on his merry way, or just walks away from Punk, turns away, watches him get beat up, and is like, bye, and just on to the next opponent. then Punk continues the storyline with Rollins and faction.
Yep, you nailed it. You hit it out of the park. I got nothing. Like, yeah, that's exactly, like, I see it playing out. Like you said earlier to Kelvin, I see this happening. That's exactly what's going to happen. Kelvin, what do you
copy paste, bro? Copy paste. Copy paste. The only thing I will add is go back to that column that we wrote. This was a match that I really wanted, and it's playing out exactly how I wanted it to play out. So, only thing I would say is I did not expect that pipe bomb. So kudos for them for making that happen. And other than that, copy paste, bro.
Wow. See what I mean, Amanda? You just like, and it's not even like you didn't leave any meat on the bone. It was like, it was just so perfect.
Well, thanks, guys. Again, WWE, you can hire us anytime to write. We will help. We will help you guys.
Yes.
Full of ideas.
That's true. Guys, thank you so much for staying up and doing this. Jeffrey T. Fountain doesn't like the whole Cena thing, man. You got to shoot me a message. Let me know why. Gina, real quick, saying, I think that CM Punk or Cena hit the referee. Yeah, I think there might be a little bit of that funny business, perhaps. CM Punk is hit with a low blow and another referee comes out. Yeah, I could see there being, because that's been every Cena match has been like, is there a truth factor in this one as well? I don't know. We could talk about that. Good stuff in the chat, guys. I'm going to wrap it up real quick, guys. Make sure you catch, just going to have some tech issues over here, so I apologize for that. But real quick, guys, make sure you catch Amanda over on the poprate.com, Kelvin as well over on the No Gimmicks podcast. And guys, like we always say here on BCP Plus, everyone stay safe, stay positive, take care of each other. We out. Peace. BCP is brought to you by our favorite store, Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore, located in the Englishtown Flea Market in New Jersey from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays, and online at FunkensteinWrestlingSuperstore.com. Get your favorite wrestling merch, retro video games, Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, G.I. Joe, so much more. It's our favorite store. Thank you, Heather and Dan, for sponsoring the BCP. Also got to welcome back our sponsors, the No Gimmicks podcast, the podcast that keeps it 100% real 100% of the time. Check out our guy Kelvin only on the No Gimmicks podcast. Wrestling All Day, All Night is the best wrestling discussion group on Facebook. We provide more of a community feel here, and have wrestling fans introduce other fans to something they may not have seen before, such as old school wrestling, indie wrestling, Japanese wrestling, and so much more. We also strive to be a source of information regarding upcoming wrestler meet and greets and signings. And remember, we're open 24/7, all day, all night. Be sure to follow on socials and join the group on Facebook at Wrestling All Day, All Night. Welcome back our sponsors, Sweet Chin Musings. Sweet Chin Musings is the creation of the reigning, rarely defending, highly disputed champion of wrestling podcast, Mr. Perfect, Mike Mueller, and his tag team partner in crime, Luke Kudialis. SCM focuses on the in-ring product of WWE and AEW, no dirt sheet rumors here, as well as backstage news, predictions, and analysis of characters, storylines, and major pay-per-views. Old school fans, don't worry, we have you covered as well, with a look back on classic matches, top 10 lists, and interactive tournaments that let the fans decide who is truly the best of all time. You can find them at Facebook at Sweet Chin Musings, and check out the podcast on all major podcast platforms. Please welcome back our sponsors on the BCP Plus and the podcast, GPW Productions. GPW provides your promotion or event with top-tier video, audio production, live streaming, and more. I can personally vouch for them in saying they are hands down the best production company I've ever worked with, as they have and continue to work with the likes of AEW, GCW, StarCast, MLW, not to mention the majority of the local independent promotions here in the tri-state area. They can even help you film a vignette or promo for your persona or gimmick. And guess what? GPW doesn't just work in wrestling. No, they cover MMA, boxing, basketball, or any other sporting event as well. On a personal note, I'd like to thank Mike Sesko, Frank León, Oneil Andrews, and the team for giving me multiple opportunities to work with them and some of the best talent in the world. Thank you, GPW, and guys, book GPW for your promotion or event today at contact@gpwproductions.com. Please welcome back one of our favorite sponsors, Mania Club. Established in 2015, Mania Club is a WWE-recognized community for fans with an eclectic love for both the world of professional wrestling and raising money for Connor's Cure. During WrestleMania weekend, we host the official tailgate of WrestleMania while also celebrating the life of Conor McCollum. They are the single largest donor within the V Foundation for Connor's Cure, with over 150,000 raised. Please donate and join the Facebook group over at Mania Club on Facebook. Donate at jimmyv.org/Mania Club. Guys, please welcome in our new pod sponsor for the months of May and June, J. Adam Photography. Jay provides quality, artistic, innovative photography with a quick turnaround time. Be sure to check out his latest ISPW wrestling pics and much more stellar content. Right now, wrestlers can do a special portrait shoot with Jay in Sparta, New Jersey for just $50. Contact Jay at Jay Vogel on Facebook and be sure to follow him across socials. Thank you, Jay, for sponsoring the BCP. Guys, let's welcome in our new pod sponsor, Cooper Groove Grips. When you play Cooper Groove drumsticks, you get increased sensory feedback from your hands, so your grip will naturally loosen, but you have complete control. With that taking place, you don't have fatigue and soreness, which can lead to long-term issues. Guys, as a drummer, Cooper Groove is my drumstick of choice. Sweaty hands aren't a problem. Grip is good. Don't forget to check out their amazing Cooper Groove bats coming out soon. Guys, follow at Cooper Groove Grips on Facebook. Guys, please welcome in our new podcast sponsors, ISPW Weekly, where we dive deep into the world of ISPW, the crossroads of professional wrestling. Join Jumpin' Jay and Total with Tom every week as they interview the stars of the ring, uncover their stories, rivalries, and the electrifying action that defines ISPW. Be sure to check out ISPW Weekly on the ISPW Facebook page every week. Please welcome in our new pod and daily site sponsor, Twisted Shamrock Studios and Spa, located in Delaware County, Pennsylvania. Twisted Shamrock is a retro spa experience for the average Joe and Jane. Meet the next evolution of recovery and relaxation. Right now, you can try their introductory offer, where you can try a core service to include massage, skincare, facial, stretch therapy, body slimming, toning, personal training, and spray tanning for 30 minutes for just $30. This is perfect for our wrestling pals as well. Book today. Call 484-574-8868 or visit www.twistedshamrockstudiospa.com. Guys, please welcome back our returning podcast sponsor, USDN. USDN Podcast is run by USDN Chairman and the Council of Nerds. We bring you all the latest news and rumors from the world of nerds and consolidate it right here at the U.S. Department of Nerds. USDN is for the people, by the people, and of the people. Follow them at facebook.com/US Department of Nerds. Guys, please welcome in our new pod sponsor for 2025, the Ropes and Riffs podcast, featuring Maestro John Kiernan, speaking with the stars of professional wrestling about their in-ring, tunage, gear, and so much more. Check out John's interviews with the likes of Lince Dorado, Mercedes Martinez, and so much more. Find the Ropes and Riffs podcast on all major podcast platforms. Guys, please welcome in our new podcast sponsor, EM Collectibles, featuring live signings, collectibles, toys, and more. Be sure to follow them on Facebook and stay tuned for their upcoming events. Upcoming events right now, March 8th, Hernando Toy and Comic Show, the Hernando County Fairgrounds live signing with Super Crazy. March 22nd, Neg Dog Championship Wrestling presents Music and Mayhem in Hudson, Florida with special guest Super Crazy. March 29th and 30th, 2025 Syracuse Collectors Con in Syracuse, New York with Bill